This meeting is really kind of about us just creating space to kind of figure out where you're at
Mm-hmm.
and where you want to be and kind of what our overall goal is for our time together.
Mm-hmm.
And then each time we'll kind of build on the experience. And you also have the WhatsApp access to me. So as we move through this series of meetings, we will go over different things. You will have different things come up in between them because unfortunately, when it comes to personal growth, I am the vessel and you are the person who actually does all of the work, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so in that work, questions will come up. You may want to inquire with me about something or need some advice or guidance or just need a sounding board or just need to be able to get something out. And so that's kind of what the WhatsApp access is for, is in between these sessions you're actually doing the work and it's so that you feel supported during that time.
Okay, cool.
Okay. So, do you mind starting with just giving me kind of a general idea of where you're at right now, how you're feeling, and let's go from there.
Um, so where I'm at like right now, like work wise
Where
or
you're
like
at
just
in general.
in
Yeah.
general.
Whatever comes up.
It's a really weird right now is like a really big shift like since the beginning of the year. So
You are not alone, by the way.
I know I feel like everybody's kind of on that.
Yes.
So I am starting my own shop. I tattoo for a living. And I'm leaving the shop that I've been at for a decade and
Oh,
opening up my
wow.
own shop. And then so there's that, and then me and my uh boyfriend broke up on the first, so that happened.
Mm.
Um,
How long have you been in a relationship?
it was like a year and a handful of months.
Okay.
So he had just moved in. He moved in like a month and a half before we broke up. So it was kind of a weird thing.
That's
Um,
that's very inconvenient at the very minimum, right?
yeah, I was
Yeah.
yeah, it was like very abrupt and like
Oh gosh.
yeah, so it was just kind of like that was just kind of a whirlwind.
Yeah.
But I mean everything is good. It's just a lot of change and work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what would you say on a daily basis? How do you feel right now? Like what kind of emotions are you having? What do you generally feel like? Do you generally feel more calm, relaxed, or do you generally feel more kind of anxious, afraid, um, sad? What are what are the
There's a
spectrum?
mixture. I mean, I'm excited for all the change. Uh Excuse me. I do get anxious. I feel like I haven't been as anxious as I usually am. Just knowing that we like with the new shop, we just got the keys to it yesterday.
Wow,
So
congratulations.
thank you. That's really exciting.
That's so exciting.
It's been a long time. We've been working hard for a while to get this going. So now it's I do get nervous because I know it's going to be a lot of work. And I'll be working. I can't reschedule all my clients because I'm too far out. So I have to do my day tattoo days and then go work at work on the shop at night because there's some changes that we have to do
Okay.
with the setting up. So I'm nervous about that. Just knowing that like I don't want to get burnt out.
Hmm.
So but yeah, mostly good feelings.
Good.
Yeah, yeah,
That's awesome.
yeah.
So when you visualize working with someone like myself, what do you feel like is your biggest goal right now? Like where do you maybe want to be as opposed to where you are now? Like, what if you close your eyes and you think about your life in however long, 6 months, a year, 5 years, what have you? What do you see for yourself? What do you want for yourself?
Um, that's hard. Let's see. I want my business to be successful.
Okay.
Um, it has been since I started tattooing, been very successful. This past year had a little bit of a dip because the owner, there was just a lot of shop stuff going on and it affected my business. And so I would like to get back to where I was before, um, which is part of the reason of leaving. And I would like to be, I don't know. I kind of gave up on the like wanting to be somewhere and just like I feel like I had to start just doing my best every day without the intention of like anything. Just like going through the day and um yeah, just I just I kind of have like really small goals. My successful shop, get it set up and just be happy in my day-to-day life. I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah, no, it's interesting how many of us go through life for so long without really thinking about that, right?
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, I mean, it's funny because I think it happens on the creative side of things that way much more frequently for people than it does on the like, we're going to be very, we're going to graduate from high school, we're going to go to college, we're going to do the thing, we're going to get this thing, and we're going to climb and climb and climb.
Yeah.
There's this very different energy than there is
Mhm.
in the creative realm, in my experience.
Yeah.
And obviously, that's where you are. And so you can be kind of fluid in your experience, but also want to get wherever that is, right? And so if you were going to consider what you would want your life to look like if nothing mattered, like if money didn't come into play anything, what would you want to feel like on a daily basis when you get up in the morning?
Um hmm. I don't know. Excited to start the day, I guess. I don't know how to answer that, but yeah, just I feel like a lot of times when I wake up, it's um I don't, and it's not like a depression thing, but it's like I don't want to get out of bed, you know? I want to
Uh-huh.
be excited to get out of bed and do the things. Just yes, excited for life, I guess.
And so tell me about that experience. What do you feel right now when you're getting up? Is it
Um
almost apathy? Like kind of an
Maybe.
indifference about things, or is it like I want to avoid all of that? Like, what do you think is underneath that?
I think I'm just tired. Like
Mm,
it's I look forward to tattooing and I look forward to my day and seeing the people that I love, but um it's not, a lot of times it's not enough to get me excited. Like I don't feel like I'm excited about anything anymore. Just kind of not like sad, just here.
and how
So,
long have you felt that way?
um a while. I mean, I this happens in wintertime for me. You know,
Mhm.
I'm one of those seasonal depression people.
Not uncommon. Yeah.
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 So that wintertime is really hard. Like right now it's sunny outside and that makes me happy. But for the most part when it's just dark and gloomy, uh it's not, I guess it's been a couple months. It's pretty up and down for me with that kind of stuff. So,
So do you feel like this has been happening for years? Or do you feel
yeah.
like this has been happening for okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah, I've always been like not always depressed, but like my I have mood swings a lot with like my hormones are super off balanced. So that's something actually I would like to do. I know that's not your job.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it just like every couple weeks I kind of do this like thing. So,
So I have a high recommendation of someone that I would definitely send you to
okay.
about the hormones. It's a clinic in Ashland called Mother Root,
Okay.
and it's a husband and a wife. The husband is the primary care provider
Mm-hmm.
and does all of the regular, hormone testing, whatever. And she does the psychology side of things. So,
Oh, okay. That's
so,
cool.
so they're a really cool team and they're functional medicine. So they do things outside of what regular conventional medicine, Western medicine will test for typically.
Okay.
And they accept insurance, which is very unusual for a functional medicine place of all kinds. And so I 100% would recommend that you go to them
Okay.
about getting your hormones balanced because they're absolutely a dynamite team.
That
And
sounds awesome.
yeah, they're incredible. So,
Thank you.
yeah, I'll send that information to you. So, so what I'm hearing you say then, and I never want to put words in anyone's mouth,
Yeah.
so I always, just want to reflect things back. It feels to me like you've had several years of kind of on again, off again, apathetic, maybe feeling less than good. It's almost like you don't really feel bad, but
Mm-hmm.
you just feel like there's something else that you could be feeling, something that
Yeah.
could be a higher vibration or a different, better energy. Does that
Yeah.
feel accurate to you?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And so when we're looking at where you are now and where you're heading, what are the things that feel like they need the most attention? For example, you mentioned being exhausted. How often, like, give me a little rundown of your day to day, your responsibilities, how many hours you work, what times you work, that sort of stuff. And then I understand that that's influx, so we'll talk about that.
Yeah. Okay, so I usually get up around 8. I have my first client at 10, which from 10 to 11 I do consultations. We sit down. So I'll do two, 10 and 10:30.
Okay.
And then 11 is when I have my tattoo appointment come in. Usually I have full days, or 2 half days. So a full day is 11, excuse me, 11 to 5 or 6. And then 2 half days would be like 11 to 3, and then 3 to 6 ish, 7, just depending.
Okay.
And then come home and um, usually draw for the next day so I don't have to wake up and do it.
Okay.
But that's like my typical day.
And so from the time that you so when you get up at 8 o'clock in the morning, what happens between 8 and 10?
Well, long time. It usually takes me like half hour to get up.
Okay.
And then I will let the dogs out, feed them, feed the cats, have some coffee, breakfast, shower, get ready and go.
Okay.
So I don't really do much like I don't really have like a routine, but that's the general what happened. Sorry.
Okay, that's okay. And then from the time that you start work at 10 until the time that you're finished drawing, what
hmm
is that time frame?
I would say 10 to um like 9 or 10, I guess.
Okay. So you work about 12 hours a day,
hmm
11 to 12 hours a day. Okay. And how would you, if you were going to rate how you're currently doing with taking care of your body, as far as getting the nourishment that you need, drinking enough water, getting enough sleep, on a scale of 1 to 10, one being like not doing anything at all, 10 being the best of the best, where would you
hmm
rate yourself on that?
Oh, not I wouldn't rate myself well. I would say like under 5 at
Okay.
least. Cause yeah, I don't get a lot of sleep. I try and eat well.
Okay.
Um,
What does that look like? What are your like what does that look like to you?
for
Eating
me,
Mhm.
a lot of I like to eat whole food, like mostly whole foods.
Okay.
I try to stay away from like carbs, grains. If I do, I'm making sure that it's like lentils or quinoa, but I try to stay away from like bread and all potatoes and all that stuff. A lot of lean meats and vegetables is what I try to keep.
Okay. Do you cook for yourself or do you eat out mostly?
Probably about half and half. We do
Okay,
a lot of DoorDash at the shop, which doesn't help, but I still try to be conscious of what I'm getting.
sure. I was just going to ask in that, do you live in an area where do you have access to places that deliver that do pretty well with their, food?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
That's
It's usually like I found Thai is really easy to eat
hmm
clean. So we do a lot of that if I'm ordering.
sure.
So
Okay. How much do you drink? A lot of water? Any water?
I drink a good amount of like I have my little bottle that I carry around.
Okay.
So when I have this I do.
Okay. Okay.
So yeah, most of the time I drink enough water, I think.
Okay. And you said sleep. How much sleep do you think you get?
Not enough at all.
How many
I don't
hours a
sleep
night?
well. So probably usually it's like 4 to 6 hours a night, but some nights I just don't sleep. Like, and I know that's terrible, but it's like you just nothing. It just doesn't stop. So there's nights that I just like don't sleep at all.
What
That's
does
not very common,
what
but
doesn't stop?
huh?
What doesn't stop?
My brain.
Okay. Okay.
So
And what do you do when you wake up in the middle of the night?
I just try to go back to sleep. Usually just lay there. I try not to get on my phone. Um, but if I'm up for, 2 hours and I could tell I'm not going back to sleep, I'll get on my phone and scroll Pinterest or something. But
Okay. And how much phone time, screen time in general, like watching any input coming into your system that is like informational or um, hearing world events, like how much of that input do you get?
oh, I try to keep that at like minimum.
Awesome.
Um, I don't like my phone. I don't like having a cell phone. I try to keep if I can turn it off, but just ignore it forever. I would. So
I would throw mine in the garbage can if I could right
I
now,
hate
like
them.
100%.
Yeah, it's a
I'm
big.
literally only have it because I have to. Like I am
Yeah.
not kidding. Like it's funny because my husband has two phones. He's got his personal phone and his work phone, and I have my personal phone and I use it for business also. And we'll go on a trip and I will literally like not even know where my phone is. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean? Like I'm like
My favorite.
I don't know. And he's like always got to have his wherever, it's so funny how all of our patterns are so different,
Yeah, that's
how
how I am. And I get, I hate this. I feel like this was like part of the downfall of my past two longer term relationships. Was they're always on their phone people like scrolling just always, and I'm
mm,
like, why are you doing that? Like, watch the movie with me. Why are you on your phone?
mhm,
Like, I would constantly harp on them. Like, can you please put your phone away? I
mhm.
hate it. I hate that it's always like be present in the moment with me. And
Yeah.
nobody is ever. Everybody's always on their phone. And it's a huge issue that I have.
Yeah. That's a whole other issue, by the way, that I think is ultimately, in a lot of ways, the downfall of things in general, but that's
Hmm.
a whole other topic that we could talk
Yeah.
about another time.
Yeah. I 1000% agree with you though.
So how long have you been having trouble sleeping? How many months, years, weeks?
um, it's been, I mean, yeah, years. I feel like I've just always had trouble sleeping. Um, I mean, some nights it's easy, but most of the time I have to like take a melatonin or sometimes I'll just take like two Benadryl to get to sleep if I really can't sleep, but it's always been a an issue for me.
Okay. Do you mind me asking how old you are?
37.
37. Okay. And so you take melatonin or Benadryl almost every single night to sleep?
No, no, not every single night. I would say probably a couple times a week.
Oh, okay. So you don't take it most of the time. What time do you normally go to bed?
Around like 11, 10:30, 11.
Okay. And you get up at 8.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's periods of awakeness throughout the night.
Mm-hmm.
Would you say that on average you wake up, generally speaking, at around the same times?
Yeah, I think so.
And what would those times be?
I would say probably like 3:30, somewhere between 3:30 and 5:30
Okay.
usually.
And is it usually that you are waking up and not able to get back to sleep at all, or you wake up, you're up for however long, and then you're able to get back to sleep at some point? What is the general?
Generally, it's up and awake, not going back to sleep.
Okay, that's really hard.
Yeah.
That's really, really hard.
Yeah.
What modalities, things have you tried on your own over the weeks, months, years, what have you, um, that have felt effective and that have worked well for you? What things have you tried that did not feel like that worked? Or maybe there's nothing that you've tried and maybe there's nothing that has worked, and that's fine too.
Like with the sleeping.
Well, just everything in general, with the kind of trying to beat the apathy, feeling better when you wake up in the morning, getting some sleep. Like, are there things that you've tried um, to feel better?
Let's see.
And no is totally fine.
I no, I do think that there are um improvements. I think that honestly just focusing on me really helps a lot. Um, as opposed to like I've noticed when my boyfriend moved in and then moved out, I it made me realize a lot of frustration came from him being here, even though I didn't know it. Like
You
I
noticed
didn't
a relief
realize it,
when
huh?
okay. So you noticed
So
a relief when he left.
kind of.
Obviously, there's grief and all the other things as well, but that's a really interesting piece of information to recognize.
Yeah. No, it was I think because I'm used to living alone. Lived alone most of my adult life, and so I'm not. And he had kids, so they would come here for a week at a time, and I would just get like, get out of my house. Like
That's a
it
lot.
was like this is my house. I remember what it was like when you weren't here, and it was awesome. Like
Yeah,
so, I think him leaving it kind of there's definitely that pressure is gone,
for
so that
sure.
helped a lot.
Oh
So
gosh, and just the responsibility of having other people that are dependent on you, right?
yeah,
Small ones, even if it's, if it's his main responsibility, you still fall into that category, right? Of
yeah.
helping, and that's a lot. Do you have children of your own?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Nope.
All right. Okay, so it sounds to me like there there aren't a variety of things that you've necessarily tried. Like you haven't gone to
Mm-mm.
acupuncture, you haven't tried,
No.
therapy, like all these, whatever all the things are. So
Yeah.
we're
No.
kind of starting from scratch. Okay. So have you done any work on figuring out like personality types, astrology, like any things that would give you any insight into kind of how you tick?
I mean, I do love astrology.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I think that's a constant trying to like hack your brain, you
Yeah.
know. So I do think about those kinds of things a lot and just try to be aware of my reaction to things and why I feel the way I do or like what is like cueing these if I am sad if whatever but I do a lot of like self-talk. I feel like I guess is the right way to put it. Just um I don't know how to phrase it, but just kind of like keeping one foot in front of the other and I mean, you read articles and stuff online about how to like fix yourself, but I don't know what I would actually call those though. But yeah, no, I try. I'm constantly trying to get better and cuz that's what life is about. So, you have to.
What do you think you were put here for?
I don't know. I have no idea. um, I don't feel like I'm like necessarily like meant to make a difference. I feel like uh I don't know. I feel like we're all just here to be here. Like, and I think that's why I also don't have like a future goal. Like in my head there's no um there's no like destination I'm looking for, really. I just want to be happy and healthy and have a good time during the day and be happy where I'm at, as
Okay.
opposed to like wanting something and not getting it, or I don't know. Like we really wanted the shop and our goal was to open the shop, but I feel like that's a very short-term goal. Once the shop gets going, then we will have another goal ahead of us that we'll get to, but it's never like this 5 years down the road I want to be traveling to Spain and blah blah blah. Like I just want to be here and enjoy my time while I'm here.
And so when you talk about the shop, you've said we a couple of times. Do you have a business partner?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yep.
And what is that relationship like?
She's awesome. She's
Cool.
uh sorry, looking for my tissues.
No, that's okay.
She's one of the best humans I've ever met. Um
Well, that's incredible.
yeah, she's like she's amazing. So she's a coworker, an old coworker of mine. She
Okay.
left the shop that I'm at now like a couple months ago on the first. Was it on the
Okay.
first? But anyways, so we've been talking for a while about opening up our own shop.
Awesome.
Just because the rent is so expensive at the one we're at, and we're having a lot of issues. Well, now I'm having a lot of issues with the owner who used. It's like very convoluted. The owner got handed the shop down from her dad, who is this like amazing, like world renowned tattooer, and he just handed her the shop. Me and her used to be best friends for. She's been my best friend forever, and she just ruined it. Now she's like drinking a lot, and her husband took over, and he's a giant douchebag, and he is just putting conservative shit on our Instagram, and it's just been so bad. So that also played a big part of the like sort of like depression thing, because we couldn't find a building. Me and Heather's my business partner. We
Okay.
couldn't find a building um that fit what we needed it to be, um and was wasn't it was hard to find one. So in tattoo culture, you aren't supposed to open up a shop within like a mile of another shop,
Okay.
just respect
It's
wise. Like,
etiquette. Sure.
but they're everywhere now. There's one on every corner, so it was really hard to find a building
Mm.
um that fit everything we needed, and so we finally got this one, and it is really exciting. We just found out that they accepted our application for the lease like 2 weeks ago, and it was just this huge like, okay, I don't have to be in the shop anymore because I can't
Yeah.
tattoo out of my house. I can't
Yeah.
do it like on Zoom, like
Right. Yes.
so I had to have my station, and so um yeah, that helps with the general mood a lot.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so what is your plan or how do you see it looking with joining the two things together? Because how far out are you and how long are you going to have to be doing both?
I'm about 2 months out,
Okay.
and
So we're looking at May that you'll be completely in the shop.
well, that's just my appointments. So I'm okay, so we have the flooring is being put in.
Oh, right. You said you got some renovations that have to be done.
Yeah, so we have to
Okay.
just it's just the flooring, and which shouldn't take long. So they're ripping out the carpet today. They're tomorrow, I think tomorrow we can get in and start painting.
Okay.
Um and then the contractor that's putting the flooring in probably won't be able to start until next week. So next week he'll start that. So probably I would say we're probably 3 weeks out to being able to set everything up.
Actually function in the space.
Yeah.
Okay.
So once we get to that point, we can tattoo easily out of it right then and there. Um, so it'll just take moving stuff over. I don't think the shop will be fully set up until like May ish,
Okay.
but I'm gonna try and get it so my I can just take a 3-day weekend, move all my stuff over, and then just start the
Yeah.
next week there. So I don't have
Gotcha.
to move any appointments.
And so you'll be scheduling, you're not scheduling anymore at the older place, you're just scheduling at the new place, but out a ways. Is that?
Well, I have someone do my emails, so she's just putting them on the calendar.
Oh,
Um,
okay, cool.
so yeah, so my calendar is won't stop with this shop. It's just my assistant doing it
Okay,
for me personally.
awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's talk about history. You mentioned some patterns that you had noticed in your experience, but if you can kind of talk to me about those in your own words and kind of tell me kind of where you feel like you're coming from and where you are now so that I get a sense of your history
Like just like personal
in general.
history.
Hmm.
Like how far back you want me to go? Like childhood?
As, as far as feels comfortable.
I mean, I don't feel comfortable. Let's see. So I was born here. I was raised here in Grants
You're
Pass.
a dying breed.
I
There aren't
know.
many of you.
Born here and raised here.
Wow.
Uh, yeah. Um, and yeah, my mom, she's a single mom. My dad died when she was pregnant with me, and so she was a single mom, on like stay at home mom, which I don't know how that works. How you can be a single stay at home mom of 2 kids and own your own house, but she did it. And so yeah, I went to school here. Um, I did a bunch of stuff before I became a tattooer. Like I went to cosmetology school. I was a cake decorator. Um, yeah, and did art school and went to tattoo school, and here I am.
That's awesome.
So yeah, in the past 10 years of tattooing has been crazy. It's been fun, but it's been
Yeah.
crazy. It's a lot.
Yeah. So what do you envision your like life looking like when you get into the shop and out of this old place? Do you have a vision for how much you'll be working, how much you'd like to work? Would you like to have some free time? Are the things, kind of what is your vision for that?
I like to work 3 days a week or 4 days a week. Um, Tuesday through Saturday is my or Wednesday through Saturday, excuse me. I would like to be able to take like I would say take a vacation every 2 or 3 months and or whatever, just take time off or work on the house, whatever it is, take a week off. Um, but in general, work 4 days a week and then yeah, just keep it there, I guess.
What do you have a vision for ever owning the studio and just having people work for you and kind of getting out? Maybe you just work with a few clients who are there, or you do some touring or traveling, or anything like that, or you just kind of see yourself staying in the.
I never wanted that. Um, Everyone always assumes that that's like your next goal is to own a tattoo shop, and I've always been like, I don't want to be bothered with that. I don't.
Mhm.
I just want to go to work, tattoo my client, and come home. I just don't want to be charged an arm and a leg. Like we're right now at the shop I'm in. It's $2,300 a month for just me, for just my station.
Wow.
So, and the new shop, it's gonna be 1700. It's 1700 a month split between me and Heather.
Oh, wow.
So it's like that's I didn't like I keep telling everybody I'm like I didn't want this. I didn't want to have to open up a shop. Like that was not on my bucket list. So no, I don't want. I mean, that sounds nice. Just having enough people to pay the bills and have a front desk person that takes care of everything and me just go.
Yeah.
But I that's not what I'm like interested in. I like tattooing. I like
That's awesome.
my clients and we're all very close at this point and that is a big part of the what makes my days better is when I get to see the people that I love that I only see once every 6 months or something. So
So do you think it's the tattooing that you like most, or it's the interaction and deeper connection with people?
I don't know. I feel like it's 50-50. Hey, stop looking. Um, because I do. Sorry, my dog is annoying me.
Okay.
I love making people look cool. Um, like in a way of I feel like it can kind of like Photoshop people's bodies a little bit with tattooing. Like you can like shape people and um make them feel better about themselves, and it's super cool. So
Absolutely.
I love that, but also I do love my people. Like I sit with them for 6 to 8 hours, and so it's like we do get deep about things, and we do get vulnerable with each other. It's not just them to me.
Oh, yeah.
So it's yeah, you do form a connection, and I do get excited when I see my calendar is like a week of like all my like best clients. It's
Yeah.
super cool. So yes, it is, I think it's 50. I get equally excited for both.
So it's interesting to me because it feels very clear to me when I look at what you're telling me why you're here, right? Because you're not just here to beautify, which is a huge part of that, right? I mean that
Hmm.
creative piece, we don't all have that, and that's a true gift that you have, right? But it's the work that you do with the people that you're sitting with
Hmm.
is what I think that there is where the real medicine is.
Yeah.
You're you're gifted in two ways. You have the ability to sit with someone and help them beautify something or help them bring a memory, to a permanent place on their body, what have you, like whatever the reasons are that they're coming to you for. But that connection is worth more. That's priceless, in
Yeah.
my opinion. Your ability to connect with others and hold space for them, to allow them to share vulnerabilities with you and you to meet them there, is beautiful. I mean, that is, I see why you love what you do. And I
Yeah.
see, I guess, I'm trying to reflect back to you, right? Because when I say, why are you here? You're like, I don't know. Like, I'm telling you why you're here. It's like, it's very clear to me that your work is twofold, but I really believe that the deep connections with your clients is the main, where the gold is.
Hmm.
And that's
Yeah,
really awesome.
that is pretty cool. I do appreciate it a lot. It's yeah, it is, but it's hard. I'm sure it's like the same for you with having to talk to people when they're being vulnerable. Like if you're having like an off day or something, it's really hard to be. It's almost like you have to like put on a show, like which
Ooh.
is like so. Like for instance, when me and my ex broke up this past month, uh, I had to go to work because my client was driving in from wherever she drove in from, and I had been up all night fighting with him because I found a message on his phone that was not from me, and it should
Mm.
have been from me. So we were like yelling at each other from 2 to 6 a.m. And
Yeah.
then my client was going to be there at 10, and so it was like I knew she'd already left. I couldn't just call and cancel because she also booked the appointment 3 months ago, and
Yes.
so then I'm like I get an hour of sleep maybe, and then I have to go to work and just like how's your morning? And
Mm.
then I'm trying not to break down, and I'm gonna.
Mm.
And then so you and I never met her before, and um, eventually, like an hour or two, and I was like, "Can I be honest with you?" And I just
Mm.
like dumped
Mm.
on her, and I felt so bad after. But she was really cool. We talked about everything. She was awesome. But that part is hard when people expect you to be this like bubbly person that you always are, and then it's like I'm actually having a really hard. I'm not emotionally available for you right now. That gets me, but it doesn't happen very often. So
So do you feel like you're a bubbly person or do you feel like you have to be a bubbly person?
I feel like I have to be a bubbly person
Mm.
because that's what people like about me. Um, you just want people to enjoy their experience. So we crack jokes and we uh so glad you're here. You're my favorite person in the whole entire world. You make people feel like they're the most important thing to you because in that moment they are.
Mhm.
But you also that's what when I started my career, that's what kept people coming back to me. Because I'm usually pretty like bubbly, happy, laughy person. But that's I realized that is why people were coming back. It wasn't the work I was doing at the time because I was a new tattooer. It was I'm welcoming. I listen to them. I'm always happy to see you, even if I'm actually not happy to see you. Um, so it's part of the experience that you're selling, that you're selling.
At what cost?
Mm, I mean, it's tiring sometimes,
Mhm.
but I don't know. I've never. I don't think I could be the tattooer that just puts like. I know some will just put headphones in and be silent, and I don't think that that's good for the client. So I don't see myself being able to do anything but what I do with them because I don't think it's fair for them to be paying a price that they pay to just be ignored all day. And I know it's a product, but it's also shared energy. You're touching each other all day, like even if you're not talking. I can feel someone's energy is off when they walk through the door. So I'm I try to be fully aware of how I'm feeling inside, and if I'm and when I'm tattooing them, I am if I'm unhappy with them as a person or like not if they're not my favorite, I try to just put out like I'm grateful that you chose me to do this. I try to give them that energy as opposed to like I fucking hate this
Mhm.
because they will feel that. So,
For sure. But I'm just curious if that pattern is maybe other places in your life where
oh,
you have felt like you have to be something that isn't necessarily who you are because,
yeah.
I'm curious what that looks like when when you sit with it for a second and think about it.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I do. I've been actually I've talked to Bridget about this a lot actually. Uh both our moms are very like um well, my mom is a pretty big narcissist, like huge. So, I think I grew up not having like what's it called? There was no say in anything. Like I couldn't it was like, "Oh, I like this." "No, we don't like that." Like, "Oh, okay, cool." So I just learned to not and I think also that goes back to like where it's like where do you see yourself in 5 years or whatever. It's like I don't my brain doesn't know. I don't know. I wasn't taught to think for myself in any way shape or form. I was constantly thinking about how to make this woman happy or else I would get shit on for it. So I don't have opinions. I don't have like if someone asks me where do you want to go to dinner? I don't care. I don't care. And I honestly do not care. And like everybody always gets mad because it's like, Sydney, just like choose. I'm like, I don't know. Like, you're asking me something I really don't know. There's not some place in my brain that I'm going, I really want to go here, but I'm not going to tell anybody. My brain just like, there's no, it doesn't, my brain doesn't work that way. So, um, yeah, I think she kind of trained me to not think about anything. I don't know.
And would you say that that pattern has repeated itself in other relationships? Did you find
Hmm.
yourself in intimate relationships and friendships where you were constantly concerned about their well-being and their choices and decisions, and you kind of fall in line with what they're doing as opposed to you having a say over maybe what you guys are doing or where you guys are going to go or where you're going to live or whatever the thing is?
Yeah, absolutely. I've always chosen my best friends have always been the like dominating like uh I would bitches because and I like that because I like people that are like really honest. Um I like people that will tell you something and it's that you know where you stand with them. You don't have to guess or anything. So I've always kept people like that around. And as far as relationships go, yeah, it's always been me. Um, just catering to them the entire time because because it's comfortable. I didn't realize that until not very long ago, but yeah, I don't know how to. Um, I don't know. I don't know how to not do that.
The good news is that I do.
Okay, yay.
The good news is that you have learned to what's called dissociate
Mhm.
your entire life. And that's why you don't know. That's why you don't care. That's why that is your default. You do, but you
Mhm.
don't know it yet.
Yeah.
That's the thing, right? Is that there, you know that there's something else out there. You can feel it in your soul. Your
Mhm.
soul is like there's a part of you that doesn't want to stay in the place where you are because it knows that there's another place, a more peaceful place, harmonious place. I'm not gonna peg you yet, but I can tell you that I almost know with complete 100% certainty what personality type you have, and and it is very challenging because you haven't learned how you feel
Yeah.
your entire life. So that's why when I ask you, tell me how you feel right now in your life and where you and how you want to feel,
Mhm.
there's almost ambivalence.
Mhm.
You don't know. You literally don't know. And
Yeah.
you're not being obtuse. You're not being
Yeah.
like, you know what, fuck off. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's like, no, I really don't know.
Yeah.
You're not wrong when you say that. It is 100% true, and it's not your fault,
Yeah.
right? How you got here. The unfortunate part is what is your responsibility is now starting from here and moving forward without dragging all of that with you, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
We don't have to go backwards to go forward. You've
Right.
already told me enough and now I know. Now it's like super crystal clear. Okay, this is the full picture. You have spent your entire life. What you really want in life is peace and harmony. That's
Yeah.
all you want. All you want is comfort.
Yeah.
You want people to be together. You love bringing groups of people together. You love um, cohesion. You love inclusivity. You love, hey, why can't we all just get along, man? Like,
Mhm.
what is the, I'm so, what is happening right now? And why are you so offended by this thing and upset about that? And why are you putting it here? Because that doesn't belong here. And I don't belong here. And that's why I'm out of here.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Right. That
Yeah.
just, that just happened in your life. So
Mhm.
that's what you really want. And we're going to work on getting you there
Yay.
because it's so much closer than you think. Because by the time that people get to me, this is an energetic thing, not an like easy thing for humans to really grasp or understand. By the time that people get to me, we're dealing with the body and the nervous system, and we're dealing with helping you be safe enough in your experience to be able to make the small shifts that are going to get you huge results, right? They're going to
Mhm.
look like magnificent shifts in your life just by tweaking some little things. But in the beginning, your nervous system doesn't feel safe enough for that. And so it doesn't allow you to do them. You start something and then you go right back into your old patterns because that felt really fucking bad because your
Mhm.
nervous system is out of whack, right? When your nervous system feels safe enough, then you can move through these experiences and understand that you are safe and okay during them and allow yourself to continue to move through them. So that is why you've had this experience of like, but then you're like, I don't understand. Like, I actually feel pretty good. Like, pretty good. Like, I don't even know. Like, and it's your no, but I don't sleep good, and I don't have a lot of extra time, and I blah blah blah. Right? It's like all these things that are leading up to you don't feel good, but you don't know
Mhm.
how to articulate it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So you've spent your entire life because you learned at a very young age that in order for you to be okay, you needed everybody around you to be okay. So
Mhm.
you set yourself up to not be seen, not be heard. You didn't argue, you didn't have an opinion, you didn't express emotion, especially anger. So you can be seen almost as stoic sometimes. You have this amazing ability to turn that off and turn on the customer service piece, right?
Mhm.
Kind of how you can see that, right? That I got to show up for work. I got to be bubbly, even though it just sucked last night. I didn't get any sleep, right? It's like, I got to be on. You have this amazing ability, and everyone loves you. Everyone loves you, right?
Mhm.
Because you care about their fucking needs. And most
Mhm.
people don't feel seen and heard, and you see and hear them, and they come back over and over again, whether they want it or not, because
Yeah.
they want you. They
Yeah.
want your energy,
Mhm.
right?
Yep.
And that energy is a gift and it needs to be treated as such. You are a premium to this planet,
Mhm.
to humanity. You're a premium. Your energy is priceless and people take advantage of that,
Yeah.
right? People
Yeah.
just keep coming back for more because you listen, you let them dump on you. They will you'll run into some random person in the grocery store and they'll tell you about their husband just leaving and their dog dying and their this and that and the other, and you've never even met this person before,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
Yes. Yeah. So once we have awareness around this, we start creating safety for you so that you can understand how to have those energetic boundaries and it feel okay for you, right? For you to
Mhm.
be able to understand how deep you can go in today with someone because maybe you don't have the bandwidth for it. And for you to recognize that just you being who you are is enough. Okay. That was the thing that stuck out the most of this entire conversation was when you said, but that's just how I have to be because that's what they come back for and that's
Mhm.
what they're expecting and that's what they're paying for. They can't pay this amount of money and them show up and me not be my bubbly self. I have to be that.
Mhm.
But you don't. You can be just who you are and
Yeah.
people will still continue to come back because they want your energy,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Yeah. And there are people that I have that I like that I've become good friends with at um I obviously don't feel like I have to do that with
Mm-hmm.
everybody, but especially if it's a first time client, then for sure. But yeah, it is there is still that you want to yeah, that's just like me doing my best or
You
whatever.
become you without a better way to say it, you become somebody that you're not
Mhm.
to appease other people.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that is okay as a survival strategy, but it becomes not okay when you become in the place where you are, where you're not sleeping well, where you're not right. All of those things are all tied. It's all
Yeah.
entangled
Okay.
energetically, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
All of those things that we talked about today all have to do with this. This is the guts of it, right? And so once we have this information, it's super powerful and you're going to start to see it unfolding. You're going to literally now, you're going to start to zero in on it, right? And so where I want us to start with this is literally just you creating awareness around the fact that you do this.
Okay.
Okay. I want your only job right now is to be the observer in your own life. And excuse me, this is actually going to be way easier than it sounds because you already are the observer in the world. Like you are that person who watches everything and is
Mm-hmm.
tuned into everything and everyone and their emotions and what's happening. Like you said, boom, soon as that person walks in that door, I know exactly how they're feeling,
Mm-hmm.
right? That's exhausting.
Mm-hmm.
That is fucking exhausting. It is one of the most beautiful gifts on the planet, but if you don't understand how to protect and take care of yourself in it, it will fucking end you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just telling you, you will get autoimmune diseases, you will get all kinds of crazy empaths, which you are whether you knew it or not.
Mm-hmm.
Empaths get some of the craziest, strangest people can't even, we don't even know. So we put a label on it in conventional medicine, right? We're just going to call it this because we have no fucking idea what's happening there.
Yeah.
But we now know because of research and so forth that empaths in general get health stuff because they don't understand what's happening and they're just absorbing. You have an extremely porous energetic field. Okay. So it looks like Swiss cheese, for example, right? Whereas a regular person, a quote unquote normal person, a normie, whatever, has a protective barrier around themselves, right?
Yeah.
Yours has holes in it. So you are absorbing everything and you're taking that on because you're not getting rid of it, right? You don't have a practice to accept a person into your experience, block energetically, block yourself or allow that energy to move through you instead
Mm-hmm.
of into you. And so it's absorbing into your energetic field and you are carrying around the weight of your entire life, 37 years of
Yeah.
everyone else's shit.
Yeah.
That's why you're fucking tired.
Yeah. Seriously.
Right?
Put it like that.
No,
Yeah.
no, but really that's the truth, right? Every single person that came and sat in that chair and put that when they left, you put a backpack on.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The next person, did you do anything to get rid of that backpack between that person? So your guy just left, right? He gave you
Mm-hmm.
the money. Did you do anything to get rid of that energy out of your system? Nope.
No, sometimes I'll like go smoke, but if it's like 5 minutes, you break down, you set back up, and then the next person's in your
Yep.
chair.
Okay, so you put on that backpack. Then the next
Mm-hmm.
person comes in, you put on that backpack. I'm just talking about one day,
Yeah.
right? That's why you're so tired. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So the first thing I want you to do is become acutely aware of what's happening. I want you to pretend like you're watching a movie when you're watching your life.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And I want you to experience sitting with someone and just allowing what is to be instead of you feeling like you have to put on a show, put on a front, I have to ask certain questions, I have to be a certain way. Let's just start considering being curious about what it would be like for you to just allow the things to be that are
Okay.
that just allow it to be what it is because some people probably don't want to talk, and if they do want to talk, they're going to start talking to you, right?
Okay.
It's almost like you are letting your intuition take over instead of your human survival mechanism, which is what has been driving this bus this whole time.
Mm-hmm.
Which ultimately, and we're not going to go too far into it today because we're going to be wrapping up here shortly, but ultimately, this goes all the way back to when you were a very, very, very small child. I mean, for some of us, it's even when we're in the womb, literally, because we are already in our mom's energy, right?
Right.
You know what I mean? So you didn't have a
Yeah.
chance. You didn't have a fighting chance. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? And so you understood before you could even walk, talk, anything, how to survive in this world. And you've been doing that ever since,
Yeah.
right? So now it just becomes us helping you feel safe doing other things. And it starts by you just recognizing what's happening.
Okay.
And so that is where I want us to start. The other tool that I want to give you in this session moving forward is you've got to do something with this energy. Okay. So your personality type has this inaction that is a survival response to anything that feels uncomfortable. Okay. So that is the I don't want to get out of bed. That is the I just don't like, I'm not excited about anything. It's just this blase meh, right? And and so we have to help you understand how to deal with energy so that you can start to lift that weight a little bit. Okay.
Okay.
So this isn't, you don't have to have any tools. You don't have to make any big deal out of this. But what you have to do is be intentional. Okay. So before you start your workday, for example, I want you to just start creating whatever feels good for you as an intention that I am going to be like, you're going to create whatever feels good for you. But an example out of our conversation today might be I am going to be who I am today, and I'm going to allow things to unfold in front of me.
Okay.
That's an example, right?
Mhm.
I'm not going to try and dictate, make, control whatever the thing is. I'm just going to allow things to unfold the way that they are, and I'm going to be who I am in the middle of that. Okay? Before someone sits down at your station, I want you to be intentional about the energy that you're going to allow into that space. Okay? So when I do an energy session with someone, I will say something like, and this is usually to yourself if there's other people there, I'm setting the intention that only higher frequencies of energies are going to enter this workspace, and we are going to be invisible to all lower frequencies, negative energies, etc. So you are setting the intention, I am only allowing in high frequency energies, and I am shielding myself from all other lower vibration energies. Okay.
Okay.
And then I want you to, when you're sitting there with someone, I want you to recognize that you have the capacity, the ability to allow energy to move through you and to not get held in your energetic field. Okay. So instead of you feeling like you just have to sit here and take all of this, if they're talking about something that you don't want them to talk about, or you feel uncomfortable or whatever, open up your flaps and allow it to flow through you.
Mhm.
Or pretend like you're a tree and the branches are shaking, right? And it's just allowing that energy to move through you. Because if you think about it, if you walk into an ocean, you're not going to square up with an ocean wave to try to get that past it, right?
Right.
You're going to either dive under it or you're going to turn sideways so that it can go easily through your body, right? Energy is the same way, right? If we square up to everybody else's energy all day long, we're just taking it. It's like bang, bang, bang. We're just getting like beat the crap out of with ocean waves, right?
Mhm.
But if we choose to do something differently, and this is a very small shift, right? This is just you literally internalizing, okay, I'm letting this energy move through me and I'm not holding on to it. Okay. Then the other thing is after they leave, set the intention that you're clearing the space. Go wash your hands is one of the easiest things that you can do. Um, whatever feels right. I always wash my hands because it's a very clear energetic signal for me because I've got ADHD and I will literally just like move on to the next thing. And then
Yeah.
what I mean? It's like I'm on to the next thing and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna swing it. Then I'm just, right? That's how I operate,
Yeah.
and so I have to go, nope, I'm getting up. I'm going into the bathroom. I'm washing my hands. And when I'm washing my hands, I'm saying, okay, I'm cleansing all of that person's energy out of my energetic field, right? And just letting it go. So that way, when everybody sits down in your space, you are the one controlling what energy you're going to be impacted by.
Mhm.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
will make a tremendous difference of how you feel at the end of the day.
Okay.
It really will. And these shifts, I'm telling you, I'm in this with you. Okay? We're in this together and it is going to take a minute because with your personality type, any major upheaval feels seismic.
Mhm.
Okay. And so we want to do this really slowly.
Okay.
Okay. Because I think that that will feel safer. And I think that that will create, it'll actually create the biggest amount of change. If we jump in and I give you a bunch of shit to do, that's just adding to your to do list that you have already, right?
Mhm.
It's not going to make a giant impact. But you starting to just be aware of what's happening and starting to notice, how do I feel when certain people come into my energetic field, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Some people you'll feel your body. You'll feel, oh, this feels cool, man. I'm this is a reciprocal relationship, right?
Yeah.
They're giving me energy, I'm giving them energy. But other people, you'll feel like a vacuum has been put up to your ear and they've literally sucked your entire soul out.
Yeah.
Yeah. So start being, just bring awareness into your experience. And as you start to experience these things, I want you, if it feels good for you, communicate with me. Let me know, how you're doing and if you're noticing things, because that will allow me to give you another little thing, right? Okay, let's
Okay.
move on to the next thing, kind of a thing. How does that feel for you? Does that feel okay, kind of where we've come to in this
Yeah.
conversation, kind of where we're heading? And
Yeah. That sounds great.
okay,
I love that.
okay, cool.
It sounds awesome.
This is going to be so much easier than you think, because by the time people get to me, you don't know it, already done an immense amount of work in your life. And so we have funneled down to, we're in the body now. We're in the nervous system and we're in the body. And this is like you're leveling up, right? And
Mhm.
so it isn't as arduous as you might think it is, right? It's like, oh my God, I've been doing this shit for 37 years. How am I gonna fucking change now? And do I need to? Because I feel pretty okay. Like,
Yeah.
okay, okay, right? You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Um, but you're there, like you're like right at the top of the mountain, and the view is just about to show itself to you. And so I'm really excited to be on this journey with you. Thank you
Yeah.
for trusting me.
Oh, of course. Yeah. Bridget texted me and she was like, "So, weird question. Would you want to do this?" And I was like, "I don't know what that is, but sure, because it sounds like it's something I need right now." So I was like, "Sign me up." It sounds
Awesome.
great. So thank you for wanting me to participate.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, it's going to be so awesome. So, I will send you a follow-up email after each one of our conversations so that you have a reference point and just some things to go back to if you forget what we talked about.
Mm-hmm.
Um, any questions that come up, any concerns, you get in a spot, you're spiraling, whatever, just send me a message on WhatsApp and we'll work through it that way. And otherwise, I will talk to you in 2 weeks.
Awesome.
That works for your schedule.
Yes.
All right. Well, I hope you feel better soon.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yes. Have an awesome couple weeks and I'll talk to you soon.
Okay. Bye.
Okay. Bye.